And the beginning of Surah Hajj. That is the matter that is going to happen on the Day of Judgment. It is related to the horrific scene. And also in that, Al-Sa'a is coming. That's a great clock. One is the Day of Judgment in which Allah will gather all people, and reckoning will start. One is that the apocalypse will begin. This time is called in the linguistics of the Quran. That is, people are alive all over the world. And the doomsday has started to be established on them. And that is what time is called Al-Sa'a within the term of the Quran. When doomsday will begin to be established, it means that people are still alive in the world and the Day of Judgment will be established on them. They will die. After that the trumpet will be blown. And then the rest of the matter will go ahead. So this is mentioned with great passion within the first 2 verses of Surah Al-Hajj. O people, adopt piety and fear your Lord. Indeed, the earthquake of the Day of Judgment is going to be a very big hard thing. What do you mean by fear? That is the first accountability of the Day of Judgment before that day comes. The reckoning on the Day of Resurrection is in front of Allah. Prepare for it. Take God seriously. Take Allah seriously. Surrender your God to your Creator. O people, be afraid of this Lord, in whose presence you are going to appear. Indeed, it is the beginning of the Day of Judgment. That huge clock, Al-Sa'a, it is called clock in Arabic. The one who is going to take special time. The beginning of the Day of Judgment, Al-Sa'a. It is very difficult. That day you will see that every breastfeeding woman will be oblivious to her child, whom she will be breastfeeding. That is, when the doomsday will begin to be established. It is obvious that there are millions of people in the world and those people will live even then. At that time, if there is a woman who has a child in her hands, and she is breastfeeding her baby, so there will be such fear on the Day of Resurrection by Allah Almighty that she will forget her nursing child. That woman will worry about her life. And every pregnant woman will also miscarry her pregnancy. That means she will not be conscious. There will be such a state of grief that if someone is pregnant or a woman or any living being, her pregnancy will be lost. Pregnancy will be lost due to fear. And you will see that people are in a state of intoxication. That is, it is like someone has drunk alcohol. You know those people get drunk. In this way consciousness will be killed. On that day, a person will not be aware of where he has to go. Something like crazy and intoxicating should be fed to someone, from which a person is not conscious. That means it will be heavy grief. It is also mentioned in Surah Al-Muzammil that the Day of Judgment is such that it makes children old. Children will grow old due to grief. Their hair should turn white. Such a hard day is going to happen on this day. Such a situation will happen. On that day you will see that people are drunk, but they will not be drunk. But the real thing will be that Allah's punishment will be very severe. People's condition will deteriorate. Because of this punishment, such chaos will spread. that a breastfeeding woman will forget her child too. And if someone is pregnant, her pregnancy will be lost. And people will be intoxicated. It seems that they are in a state of intoxication. But they will not be intoxicated. Rather, they will suffer because of the severity of Allah's punishment, as if an observer could observe. So it will seem as if it is a state of intoxication. There will be no consciousness. May Allah protect us from the harshness of this hard day. So this will be the beginning of this hardship. Then such a trumpet will be blown, due to which everyone will become unconscious. Even people will die. Then the trumpet will be blown again. Then people will live again. And then the ultimate decision on the Day of Judgment will be done with justice and fairness. But that is a matter of beginning. The biggest event, the ultimate clock. It is mentioned in the first two verses of Surah Hajj. There are many hadiths in this context. If they are explained, enough time is required. However, two hadiths are very important. In the same context, I will explain it here. And both hadiths are present in Sahih Muslim. The first hadith is in Sahih Muslim, 375 number according to international numbering. That he, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, Qiyamah will not be established until that time, as long as there is a person on this earth, which belongs to Allah, remembering Allah. If even one such person existed in the world, who remembers Allah, who believes in Allah, who believes in God, so the Day of Judgment will not be established. A clear-cut clue was found in this hadith, that the Day of Judgment will be established only on the unbelievers. There will be no Muslim in the world, because if there is even one Muslim left, he is the one who remembers Allah. The second hadith is also in Sahih Muslim, 7299 according to international numbering. That the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, Day and night will not until then. That is, the day of resurrection will not be established until that time, until the worship of idols starts again. In other words, in the same way that Lat and Manat were worshipped in Mecca and Medina, before the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was sent. This worship will start again just before Qiyamat. And all these matters are after the establishment of the Caliphate of Jesus Christ and after his death. It will happen. And then when the Prophet, peace be upon him, said this, so Mother Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, says, that I asked the beloved of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, that, O beloved of Allah, peace be upon him, I never thought that this would happen, because I had read this in the Quran. It is Allah who sent his beloved, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, with the religion of truth, sent with the Quran, with guidance, so that this religion prevails over all religions, even if the disbeliever considers it bad. So under this verse, I thought that this religion will prevail forever. He, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, that religion will prevail but as Allah wills, for as long as Allah wills. But ultimately this is what is going to happen. Then the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, that there will be a fragrant breeze before the day of resurrection. Muslims will be present everywhere in the world. And there will be a Muslim who has faith equal to a mustard seed in his heart. Even that wind will reach him, and due to this wind his soul will be captured. Only unbelievers will remain in the world. Now, the hadith was that as long as there is only one person in the world who says Allah is Allah. The explanation is here, that he meant Muslims. Otherwise, even a disbeliever remembers Allah. Someone at some level means a Muslim who believes in Allah. The wind will blow and everyone's soul will be captured. Then only the unbelievers will remain in the world and the Day of Judgment will be established on them. Now on the third verse of Surah Al-Hajj. Among the people there are those who argue about Allah without any knowledge. Knowledge is not, yet they argue. And they follow every rebellious devil. Obviously, without knowledge, you will adopt any theory. He will follow Satan. The fear of Allah, the knowledge of Allah, is only for the people of knowledge. What is the work of an illiterate person with knowledge? So Allah is saying that they dispute about Allah without knowledge and follow every rebellious devil.